Alright? Welcome in. Grab a coffee, get comfortable, because today we're pulling back the curtain on something every clinical scientist quietly relies on, but almost nobody stops to examine. The curriculum. I'm Professor Shabu Oricha Bello, and over the next hour I'm going to show you how the courses that shaped you were actually built, the models, the development and the review. Here's my promise: by the end, you'll never look at a training program the same way again. Let's get into it. Before we dive deep, let me give you the map. We're looking at one craft through three lenses. The models we build, from how we develop them and how we review them. Keep these four objectives in the back of your mind as we go. They're the payoff. If you can do these four things by the end, this lecture did its job. Think of this slide as our home base. Whenever you feel lost, we'll come right back here. Part 1. This is where we meet the models, the blueprints. If curriculum is the building, these are the architectural styles. Take a breath. We're about to move from the why into the how it's actually designed. Here's the fork in the road that has divided educators for 70 years: product versus process. Product thinking, Tyler's world. Start with the objectives, the measurable end behaviors, and engineer backwards. Clean, accountable, testable. Process thinking, Stenhouse's rebellion. Learning is inquiry, it's messy. It's about the journey, not just the destination. Neither is right. The magic is knowing when to use which. Keep that tension in mind. Wheeler and Kerr took the straight line and bent it into a circle. Curriculum isn't a start to finish march. It's a cycle. Evaluation doesn't end the process. It feeds right back into the beginning. You review, you refine, you go again. This is the idea that quietly powers modern quality assurance. Remember the loop. We'll see it again in part 3. Miller's Pyramid 1990. 4 levels, and I want you to picture climbing it. Knows how shows how does. The base is facts. The summit is real performance with real patience. Most exams get stuck near the bottom, testing what you know, not what you do. The lesson: match your assessment to the level you actually care about. Assess the do's, not just the no's. And the spiral curriculum, Harden and Stamper. Here's the idea: you don't teach something once and move on. You return to it again and again, deeper each time. Same concept, rising complexity, reinforced over time. It's how expertise is actually built, through revisiting, not cramming. Think about how you learned your own specialty. Bet it was a spiral, even if nobody called it that. Part 2. We've got the blueprints. Now, how do you actually build the thing? This is development, where theory meets the drawing board. If part 1 was what good design looks like, part 2 is roll up your sleeves. Steps 1 and 2 needs assessment and context. Boring name, absolutely critical work. You start with the problem, the general needs. Then you narrow to your specific learners and their setting. Skip this and you build a beautiful course that solves nothing. Rule low, no curriculum before you know the need. Diagnose before you prescribe. Sound familiar, clinicians? Step 5, implementation. This is where the beautiful plan meets the real world. Timetables, budgets, resistant colleagues, limited rooms. The best curriculum on paper fails if you can't deliver it. Anticipate the barriers, secure your resources, pilot before you scale. Implementation is not an afterthought. It's where curricular life or die. Part 3, you built it, you launched it. Now, is it any good? Time for review and evaluation. Be honest, this is the part most programs fumble. This is where we close the loop we talked about earlier. Let's make it count. 2 frameworks to hang your evaluation on. First, Kirkpatrick. 4 levels, climbing from reaction to learning to behavior all the way to results. The trap. Most people stop at level 1. Did they like it? Smile sheets. We need to push up to behavior and results. Second, CIPP, context, input, process, product. It evaluates the whole system, not just the exam. Use them together and you get a full picture. So how do you actually run a review? 3 questions: when, who, and what. Continuous or periodic. Insiders or external eyes. Metrics or narratives. And here's the line I want you to remember. A review that doesn't change anything is just theater. Close the loop. Feedback in, action out. If nothing changes after your review, you didn't review. You just collected paper. We made it. Let's bring it home. We've traveled from models through development into review. 3 lenses, 1 craft. The challenges are real. Change is slow, resources are tight, and the trends. CBME, technology, interprofessional learning, keep moving the target. But here's your takeaway: curriculum is not fixed. It's a living thing, and now you have the tools to shape it. So go build something worth learning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.